The 1776 founding of the United States launched a million journeys towards the freedom and the embrace of the premise that all are created equal. As part of the celebration of the 250th anniversary, we are illuminating the stories of local Dutchess County men, women, and children who have embarked on such journeys.
I just don't exactly see the point of walking 30 plus miles to the river while we can stay at home in bed.
It's 16 miles. Everybody is going. You're going to be the only one to say they didn't see the famous war hero.
I know a few people.
Stop fibbing. You're just a homebody.
It's the middle of the night and it's just not safe.
Yeah,
You know about Archer Jones, right? Just last week,
He just didn't want to get married to Lainey, so he skipped town.
No, Jane, folks saw it. He was taken south.
Folks saw.
Ezekiel told us. A man stopped him on the road. Everything seemed okay, pleasant, and then...
Okay. It's okay. We'll reach river for morning. We're being careful.
You got our manumission papers?
Yes, I got them right here.
Many historians argue that the United States would not have won its challenge to the world's greatest empire at the time, the British Empire, had it not been for the very active aid and support from the Kingdom of France. One Frenchman in particular stands above all others. The Marquis de Lafayette was 19 years old when he was voted by Congress to become a major general serving under George Washington. Like Washington, Jefferson, Adams, and Franklin, he became a beacon of hope and a symbol of all that is good in the promise of the new United States, and his name was bestowed on towns, streets, organizations, and individuals.
Please, sir, will you stay with me? These American cheers are balm to my spirit. Look at this land, this bounty. These United States have seemingly achieved what France has not, successfully prevailed against an oppressive monarchy. In my youth, revolution was unthinkable. Even the rights of those privileged to have the ear of the king were not guaranteed.
As the United States was approaching its 50th anniversary in 1824, Congress instructed President Monroe to invite the aging Frenchman back for what turned out to be a kind of first ever rock star tour of all the United States at the time.
Imagine one day walking down a road with no fear.
Walk down a road or walk into a store. No eyes on your back.
Begging and pleading not to be overcharged. No more checking things twice.
No more smiling and laughing.
While choking down grief and rage.
Folks like us, it's hard to imagine.
Things are about to change. I got some hope.
Not for a long, long time.
Sally Jane said she heard her mistress say how Lafayette is an abolitionist through and through.
He lives in France, Jane. How is he gonna...
He had a plantation in the West Indies, and he set all of his slaves free. He wrote letters to convince George Washington to do the same.
Do you believe that?
Sally's mistress said he sent this scathing letter admonishing Americans for owning slaves. They love him, Thomas. He is a true friend of liberty, not just for white men, but for all men. That's why I wanted to come. To see him with my own eyes. To hear his words.
I'm glad you have hope. I'll believe it when I see it. I could never let my beautiful wife walk alone this far.
This short portrayal revolves around certain historical facts. We know from census records that Tom and Jane Williams were a free black couple who lived in the town of Washington in the early 19th century. Slavery would not be abolished in New York until 1827, and being a free person of color still carried risk of being kidnapped and sold into slavery. We know that the illegal selling of persons in the U.S. South occurred from legal documents in Dutchess County and local newspaper accounts. This short story imagines the trip Tom and Jane Williams might have taken from their home to see Lafayette. Record crowds of the greatest size to date gathered in Poughkeepsie. We imagine how the Williams think of and hear Lafayette, a very sincere and active abolitionist.
I remember when the translation of the Declaration of American Rebels was displayed at Versailles. The simple universal beauty of its language so captured my heart that I copied it down in my journal. All men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it.
Look at that open field. One day we could own one of those plots of land.
Oh, that would be so lovely. We would build a bigger house, grow vegetables, raise a cow even, maybe 2 or 3.
Lord, help us.
No, we shouldn't hide and be afraid. We have papers.
Let's at least wait until they get further down the road.
You said Preacher would meet us about 2 miles up. If we're late, they'll leave us. Do you want to walk the whole way there?
I'd rather walk than get taken. Maybe we just walk slowly in the woods.
No. We're going to walk in the open. If you believe Lafayette stands with us, then I believe in Lafayette. He stands for freedom for all men, then that means us. Hold my hand. We'll be just fine.
I knew that the fight for freedom was not merely a struggle against a foreign oppressor, but also against the injustices we impose upon ourselves. I am in such admiration of the order and civility of your country. A bit of envy courses through me. Even with my envy, there is concern. There is still a contradiction that leaves me agitated. It is not enough, my friends, to celebrate our victories in battle and our independence from tyranny if we do not also strive to liberate those among us who remain oppressed.
The freedom is not here just yet.
We both prayed on this, didn't we?
Well, yes, but...
You were right to bring us on this journey. We have come so far. I have faith that we can make it the rest of the way.
The spirit of 1776 must be carried forward, not just in our hearts, but in our policies. We must extend the promise of equality to our black brothers and sisters, to the indigenous people whose lands we occupy. This is not just a matter of policy, but of morality. It is a fulfillment of the very ideals that brought us together as a nation.
So many people, free and enslaved, are here, all looking for something. Hope, maybe? A sign that things can change. Lafayette is a man who fought for our freedom, not just for his own people, but for all people. And if he can stand up against tyranny, then so can we. And we're not just walking for ourselves today. We're walking for a future we can believe in.
Our first child shall be called Lafayette. He will be strong and live in service of his people.
Thomas and Jane Williams bore a son and named him Lafayette Williams. He served and died in the 28th U.S. Colored Troops of the Civil War. Lafayette Williams is buried at the National Cemetery in Virginia. His son, Winfield Williams also died in the war, having enlisted underage and having served in the 26th U.S. Colored Troops. At the end of America's deadliest war, the premise that all are created equal became a legal promise that all must be treated equal through 3 U.S. constitutional amendments, the 13th, 14th, and 15th. Lafayette and Winfield Williams gave their lives fighting for the total national abolition of slavery in the United States.